Hello, Mr. Cooper. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm Marissa Kelty from
Hi.
ADP
Hi,
Small
Marissa.
Business. May I have a seat?
Sure, absolutely.
All right. How have you been this morning?
I've been doing good.
That's great to hear. I brought my business card for
Okay.
future reference.
Okay, thank you.
Is there any way that I could have yours as well?
Sure, absolutely. We can get you one on your way out.
Okay, I'll be sure to grab that.
Okay?
All right. So I know we talked on the phone and that we set up a meeting for 20 minutes.
Sure.
Is that still good for today?
Yeah, that would work out perfect.
Okay. All right. Well, as you know, I've been on the phone I met Andy Anderson at
Right.
the Cotton Bowl.
Sure.
And despite the terrible loss, I'm still a huge Baylor fan, and I know you are as well.
Absolutely.
Have you made it to campus lately?
Yeah, I have been to a couple games, so it's amazing to see the buzz on campus.
I know the new stadium is amazing.
Right.
I mean, what they've done from Floyd Casey to McLean is just tremendous.
Yes.
I bet you would agree.
Absolutely, night and day.
It is.
It's super proud, and all my buddies talk about it when coming up 35 and say they got to get inside. To
I
see
know.
it,
I
so.
mean, from 35, it's a great sight to see.
Right.
I was doing some research on the Marco company last night, and it's just a huge success story from you and your brother, starting up a company, and it's been 30 years of success. And what I really think is interesting are company names. And so I wanted to understand, because I didn't really get a feel of why you chose the Marco company, the name.
That is a great question. I just think it was just something that me and my my other family members just decided to use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just really wanted nothing really special.
Nothing truly unique.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's because company names are just really interesting, and I just wanted to kind of get a feel from you exactly why you chose the Marco company.
Yeah.
All right. Well, at ADP, what we want to do is we want to enable our customers with a productive payroll system so that they can save time and money, and also increase their cash flows, reduce overhead costs, and also give them peace of mind from having less day-to-day tasks. Would you agree that's something that you'd be interested in learning more about?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we're hitting on some of those things already today, but yeah, I mean, I think it's a given. Those things that you used for a payroll system need to address.
Right. I think for a business owner like yourself, saving time and money is very pertinent.
Absolutely.
Well, like your company, ADP, we also are a one-stop shop. We're a one-stop shop for payroll management solutions for businesses of all sizes, large, mid-size, or small.
Okay.
And so from doing some research from the Marco company, I see you have around 750 to 1,000 employees. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Well, I personally specialize in small business services, having 100 or fewer employees.
Okay.
And so what I've done in the past with companies of your size is we have piloted a program to a specific division of your choice. And then if you do see a fit with a payroll management solution, then we can integrate it into all divisions. So with that said, what I really want to know from you today is where do you see me and ADP Small Business Services best serving you?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I didn't realize that you specialize in 100 employees or less, but this actually would work out pretty good because we're broken up into 6 different divisions.
Okay.
And really those divisions really are more aligned with the acquisitions that we've done over the years. And each division has a divisional manager, and it's still quasi-entrepreneurial where every business manager is making all their day-to-day decisions. So I don't decide what payroll system they use.
Right.
So I kind of put it on their shoulders to handle because they have to manage it.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, is there a specific division that you would see ADP Run Mobile ideally fitting?
I think I can't speak for them, but I think based on this meeting, I'm just trying to do some analysis. But I do have one division that I think his name is Chris Elliott.
Chris Elliott.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what is that division's name, if I may ask?
Thermel.
Thermel.
Yeah.
Okay. So you were really just seeing what relationship ADP has to offer with this meeting and seeing if we do have a fit for the Thermel.
Right. So, talking with Andy and learning a little bit about you and about the company, I know that there's some pain there on Chris's side. So, it's totally his decision to change, but I think this might be a good fit.
Okay, awesome. Well, what I like to do with first-time clients is I like to go over 3 things. First of all, I would like to ask you questions. I've done some research and I need to clarify and inquire you a little bit about the Thermal company since we're specifying that division. And so I'm going to have to ask you questions about your business. Is that going to be okay?
Sure.
Okay. And then second, I would like to ask you about the current payroll system that's being used at the Thermal company and see if there's any rooms for improvement.
Okay.
And then finally, if we do see a fit for ADP Run Mobile in the Thermal company, then I would like to go through a small demonstration of ADP Run Mobile. How does that sound?
That sounds great.
Okay. Well, is there anything you'd like to add to today's agenda?
No.
No? Okay. Well, I just want to ask that so that you have
Sure.
a chance to add something.
Okay.
Well, I want to ask you, who makes it, like you said earlier, you said Chris makes the decisions for the Thermal company. Is there anyone else involved in that decision?
He pretty much handles the reins on that.
Okay, so he would be the sole decision maker.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, if you do see fit today, would you say the next step would to be putting up or getting an appointment with Chris Elliott and yourself to go over what we've discussed today?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, we can make that decision at the end of the meeting, and if we do see a fit.
Okay.
Well, what I want to ask you is, what would you say are the 2 most important performance attributes that you'd be looking for in a payroll management solution, or that Chris would be looking for in a payroll management solution?
I mean, it's been a while since I've dealt with those systems, but I know some of his issues currently today is time management. He complains it takes a lot of time for him,
right?
Because he wants to get it right for his employees. It's the worst thing for him to do, but it's obviously your employees work to get paid, so it needs to be done right.
Right the first time is something that you see is very pertinent, and then time management.
Yeah, and then also, I mean, I know that for me, from a higher up looking down, we had an issue last year where there was some of the one of the employees' information got out there as far as their salary, and that was a little embarrassing.
Okay, so you need something that's secure.
Correct.
That's what I'm hearing from you.
Yep.
All right. Well, I want to ask you now, have you had any past experience with ADP?
Have not.
You have not?
No.
Okay. Well, what we like to do at ADP is we want to provide you with a payroll management solution that best fits your unique business goals, and also help you save time and money, as I mentioned earlier. What are the projected sales growth for the specific Thermal division?
I mean, it just continues to grow, just organic growth. We just had year-over-year growth.
Okay, so just keep on continuing this room of growth.
I mean, we added 2 employees last year. I would assume similar type this year.
Okay. All right. Well, I wanted, I know that you told me earlier that 750 to 1,000 employees was around the range that the Marco company employs today.
Yep.
How many of those are specific to the Thermal division?
Well, there's 17.
Okay, so there's 17 employees at that division.
Correct.
Okay. Well, that makes it a little bit easier for me since I'm working with companies with 100 or fewer employees.
Sure.
So I wanted to go into the current payroll system that Thermal is currently hosting.
Okay.
So let's just assume tomorrow is payroll.
Right.
Can you take me through who's running it, how they run it, and what they're using?
Well, I have no idea about the first 2 questions. But what they're using, I don't even know the name of it, but I know it's a local provider.
Okay.
And so Chris runs it to 2 different locations. There's a location up in Ohio, and then one down here in Texas. And so he's back and forth every other week.
Okay.
So he's not here this week.
Okay, he's not here this week.
Yeah, so he'll be here next week.
All right.
And
so you don't know.
But it's a local provider handling it up in Ohio.
Okay, so it's local from Ohio.
Correct.
And then they're using it at the Texas location as
Correct.
well? Okay. And you don't know who runs that?
No.
Okay. Do you know if, by chance, if it's automated or manual?
I have no idea.
Okay, I just wanted to ask you to see if you had a feeling for that.
I understand.
Well, earlier I know we mentioned that time management and security would be the two most important performance attributes that you'd be looking for, or Chris, into a payroll management solution.
Mm-hmm.
So have you had any time, if you spoke with him about those, if you had to rate his current system on a scale of 0 to 10 on those two attributes, what would you rate it?
I don't necessarily want to speak for Chris, but I know he's not happy. So I would say 5-ish.
Okay. So there's definitely room for improvement, wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, has he happened to tell you of any incidents that his current payroll system has underperformed concerning those two attributes?
No.
Okay.
No. Just the security breach last year.
Just the security breach.
Yeah. And just it just takes him a lot of time to do it.
Correct.
Yeah.
All right. Well, from what I've gathered today, I understand that you're looking for a system that's going to give you less time working with it, and something that has security, dealing with the security breach you had last year, and then Chris being unhappy with his payroll system.
Correct.
Well, if today I can show you a system, ADP Run Mobile, that can improve that 5 to maybe a 9 or a 10, would you be interested in considering an upgrade?
Well, I'd be interested in letting Chris make that decision.
Okay, yes, I'm sorry, I forgot
Yeah.
that he would be making the decision. So what I really want to show you today is a demonstration of ADP Run Mobile, so
Okay.
that if you do see a fit and see that Chris would be interested, then we can move on to the next meeting.
Okay.
Okay? Does that sound okay?
Yeah, sounds great.
All right. Well, before I go into the demo, I wanted to ask you, do you have any questions before we begin?
No.
Okay. Well, I know earlier you spoke to me and said that you hadn't had any previous experience with ADP, correct?
Correct.
Okay, well, with ADP, the reason why our clients are choosing to outsource to ADP is because we've found out that people don't have the time, the inclination, or total knowledge to run a payroll system. So what ADP enables our clients is giving them a payroll management solution that helps them save time and money and to be more productive. And I would say those are 3 key areas that any business owner would be willing to invest in. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree. Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm going to move a little closer so that we can begin the demonstration.
Okay.
And for today, we're going to just say that you are running payroll for your division and exactly what it would be like.
Okay.
All right, we'll click demo mode here and we'll start. All right, so from this screen, we have different items that you can click upon, and today we're going to do payroll. So if you don't mind clicking payroll there.
Okay, payroll.
Yes. And so from this screen, you're able to understand exactly how payroll is ran, if it's ran weekly or if you have a special.
Oh.
And so do you know exactly how often Chris runs his payroll?
I believe it's twice a month.
Twice a month.
I'm not sure.
Okay. So that would be bi-monthly, correct?
Yeah, bi-monthly.
All right. Well, for these purposes, we're just going to click regular.
Okay.
And so if you'll do that for me. And so it's retrieving all of the payroll as we go. And so from this screen, you're able to verify that it's starting on the right date and ending on the right date as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then direct deposit, you can turn that on or off.
Oh, okay.
So it's really good for if you have direct deposit. I mean, just with the click of a button, you're able to turn that on or off, and I think that's really easy to use. And so if you'll click resume there. All right, so this is saving all of your payroll as we go. Okay. I know earlier you told me security would be an issue, so I have a question for you.
Sure.
Do you use online banking?
I do.
You do? Okay. Well, what I have to tell you today is ADP Run Mobile is under the same security system as online banking.
Oh, really?
So when you log in, you have your own user and password, and those are special to you. Okay. So everything is secure and underneath your particular name and code. Mm-hmm. So does that kind of help with that security concern?
Absolutely.
Okay. Well, from this screen, you're able to click any of the employees and see exactly what they're being paid. So if we click Matthew Baxter here, we're able to see if he's being paid salary or hourly and different deductions on the side here. And as you can see, it's really easy to just go in, change his salary amount, and then if you click preview there and calculate, we're going to calculate the payroll. and that was with 2 clicks. So that's just a demo notification.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want you to be worried.
All right.
And then, so as you can see, it's very easy to use. And with this screen, you're also given another chance to improve your accuracy by double checking that you're paying the employees the right amount. And then if we see everything fits, you click approve there, and then approve one more time.
Okay.
And you just ran your first payroll with ADP Run Mobile. And as you can see, that was very easy to use. Don't you agree?
I agree.
And it was very fast. And I think that Chris would be very excited to have a payroll system, that was fast and easy to use. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree.
Well, I know that you said today that we would not be able to make a decision. And earlier you said we would need to set up a meeting with Chris.
Right.
And so I really want to show you today is we've done some third-party research with ADP, and I want to show you exactly the benefit the ADP can provide. And with the meeting that we have with Chris, I would go more in depth so he can really see the hard numbers.
Okay.
So if we assume that his employees are being paid around $50,000 per year, and you said earlier that he has 17. That's around $850,000 that he's paying his employers.
Right, annually. Yep.
Yes. And wouldn't you agree that's a roundabout number that would work?
Yeah, that's a good number.
Okay. And you're probably thinking right now, how much is this going to cost me?
Right.
Well, with him being in the 17 employees, we're going to put him in this bracket, which is going to be $38.95, with a one-time implementation fee of $150. And so annually, since he's doing it bi-monthly, he's going to be paying this $1,084.80 per year. And so with that, we'll put that here, and he'll be paying $1,084.80. And as I told you, we have done a third-party research, and from this number here, we have found that without an automated time and attendance system, that companies are overpaying their employees by 1.2%. And that's a lot of money that's going into overpaying your employees from not having that automated system. And so with that number of 1.2%, we're going to multiply that by the number that he's paying his employees annually. And we're going to get an overpay of $10,200. And if we take this number and just minus it from what we have that you would be paying with ADP Run Mobile, that's $9,115.20.
Right.
And so with that, that's additional revenue that Chris could be using for his Thermal company. Can you see the value that ADP Run Mobile could be adding to Chris's division?
Yeah, I can see that.
Okay, so do you think we should take the next step and get this meeting set up with Chris so he can see this number and really just get excited about ADP and what it has to offer?
Yeah, I think just the one thing I wanted to ask. Andy told me I should meet with you. I have a need, to try to help Chris find something different. But you look really young, and what kind of experience do you really have selling this product? I mean, how much experience do you have?
Okay. Well, I'm glad that you asked me that. So your concern is that I might not be adequate in the age that I'm at to be selling you payroll solutions.
I really don't care about the age. I'm more concerned about your experience.
Okay, my experience.
Yeah.
Well, what I have to tell you today is that ADP would not be putting me here at this table if they did not think that I was up to the job. We went through 6 months of vigorous training, and I have went through vigorous role plays with many people, and so ADP would not be branding me if they didn't think I was up to the job.
Okay. And
I know you have Andy's number,
right,
and you would be able to refer to him to figure out exactly the experience that I've had. Okay. And I also have a reference letter from one of my past customers that I will give to you and that you can use for future reference, and you can call them at any moment and really just understand the service that they had with me. Does that handle your concern adequately?
It does.
Okay. Well, as you said earlier, that our next step would be to set up a meeting with Chris and yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And so do you think we should take that next step?
I think we should.
I think so as well. Does Tuesday or Thursday of next week work for you?
Probably Tuesday would be better.
Tuesday? Okay.
There we go.
So it's over? Okay.
You did really
Well, thank you so much.
You did really well. Really, really well.
Thank you so much.
I really like your style.
You like my style?
I do.
Thank you.
I know everyone's different, but I really like your style.
Thank you.
What year are you? Are you graduating?
Yes, I'm graduating.
So where are you going?
This summer I'm going to Heartland IT Consulting.
Okay.
Yes, and they're located in Uptown Dallas.
Okay.
Yes, and then I'll be graduating in December and looking for full time.
So, so you're going to Heartland. What is it called?
Heartland IT Consulting. Yeah.
Okay.
And
so
what? Don't you work for Oracle?
I work for Oxy.
Oxy. Sorry.
Yeah, that's right.
I knew it was an O. I didn't know exactly
Yeah.
which one it was.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So what they do is they are a consulting firm for people that want to outsource their consulting problems dealing with Oracle.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And so I'll be working on the recruiting and sales piece of it. So I'm pretty excited about it.
I think you'll be great.
Well, thank you so much.
Good luck.
And this is my
Congratulations.
first competition.
Is
so
it really?
Yes.
You nailed
Well, thank
it.
you.
Seriously, you did really well.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yep.
Have a safe drive.